Last episode 1 went over how PA has left no excuses for losing to a Shai, and some of the fixes Shai needs to correct some fundamental errors. These errors may not be obvious as some of the effects are indirect impacts. Namely, how her non-PvP Adent role is handled too harshly, to a level that is unbalanced. We aren't looking at making Shai a PvP class, but we need to counterbalance her disadvantages in PvP and address that her current passives are outdated and do not come close to accounting for disadvantages. I will expand on her defensives needs and their relationship to gameplay and other classes. As stated, the 6% on Quick 2 is not enough or even fitting for her proposed class position. We also saw that she does not have a high basic evasion rate as her character creation text claims. Yes, she has a few extra static evasion points over some classes. This is not an evasion rate. Mystic, Striker, Corsair and so on, these all have some sort of evasion rate, and it's a scalable benefit, far more powerful than a few extra points at the start, points which are dwarfed by available evasion in-game. It's a joke, and remember, I'm a damage reduction Shai. This is no huge benefit to my AP build, it may take the edge off some damage. And that is fair when you take into account Shai's lack of protection, and that she should not be forced into full DP to survive. We will talk about how Shai needs an always active 3% evasion passive. A castable evasion damage reduction skill, providing 5% evasion at its max level. I will expand how this, also taking into account her Quick 2 buff, fits into Shai's role as a gatherer and support class. Then it's on you to explain if and how this is unfair. Are you ready, PA? At this point, some viewers will be thinking, wow, that all sounds a bit overpowered, why should Shai get all that? She will be very tanky. Exactly. It's been the myth for so long, and it will only make evasion Shai very tanky, on par with Mystic and Striker, just without the same level of damage and PvP toolset. It will bring damage reduction Shai some comfort, but nothing major. Why should Shai not have this? Tell me, her ability to PvP has been disadvantaged, her threat to other classes is greatly reduced, this is what makes her non-PvP, her inability to defeat other classes on a fair playing field, where skill and gear are within a close range. Shai can never win. If you also do not wish to give her a higher survivability, then you want a victim. A class that you as another player, choose if it lives or dies, as Shai has no options available. Are you on a power trip? Shai should have the option to escape reasonably comfortably in a fair fight, not get one comboed. She cannot kill her opponent in one combo, in a fair fight. That opponent has all the time in the world to walk away. She is of little risk to a competent player. But it seems PA wish to protect the feelings of all non-Shai. And make sure that, not only will she struggle to kill you, but if you choose, you can crush that Shai. Creepy, very creepy. Sure, this will give Shai a boost. Maybe you have already died to a Shai. So this is all about you? What I'm proposing does not bring Shai into PvP brackets. And if you think so, I suggest you go back to video 1 and or explain why. Her ability to deal damage is handicapped. Her ability to take is should not be in such justification as, but Shai can sit there and bongo and take no damage if they get such changes. Well. Wow. If you can't work out how to deal with a Shai static bongoing, you have bigger problems to worry about. So how does an addition of a 3% basic rate and a castable rate of 5% fit into Shai's role as a gatherer? And why not just put the entire evasion rate on a permanent passive totaling 8%, because it's Shai's role to support. She should be able to cast her skills to buff herself and them around her. Not in a dramatic way, just enough to give your team an edge. This is why we limit it to 5% as the max level. We also do not choose a fixed basic rate of 8% as 3% is enough to start with. As a Shai you should still have to take an action to defend yourself, but in a non-PvP way. Seeing a threat and casting this skill is the cost choice. You are picking to boost your survivability first, over buffing your attack speed or debuffing your opponent. And now you can use your quick 2 skill to get some distance and you are tanky. For a while, you have chosen to be defensive, something where Shai needs to be stronger, given where the game is now. Shai had seemed okay when she first came out. She's way past neglected by now. As for gathering, well, this is why I suggest some damage reduction on that skill as well. Shai should be taking more advantage of life skill gear, by being able to wear more of it safely, in areas that can be a bit tricky. Nav and Steep for example, if a Shai can boost up their evasion and damage reduction, to levels that aren't overpowered, but enough to take advantage of limited gear. They can put on more life skilling gear and have more survivability that other classes would have when gathering in the same situation. Like some sort of professional gathering class, built to gather, now wouldn't that be shocking? But given other classes' mobility, damage and protections, Shai has no advantage, not even close. All those that said Shai is a gatherer life skiller, gonna get behind this? Nah, you don't want Shai to have anything. You want a nun class you can bully, even when I agree with the crowd that call Shai a life skiller. And I say, okay, let's look at that role and make sure Shai has what she needs, they won't change their mind. This has just been a blanket excuse to dismiss Shai's needs. I have played by your rules, given my reasoning, agreed with your position, but even now you will not be happy to help Shai get her changes. This shows you were never arguing in good faith and have some other reason for holding the Shai class back. This shows you were certain in your own knowledge that her ability as a life skiller class was fulfilled. But, really you have not given it any thought whatsoever, and now that some changes involve buffs that could affect Shai survivability, you just gonna make up excuses to why this is not okay, but give no reasoning or justification. But, here I am, I have explained my position. What about you? Shai say they are not a life skilling class, they are not. I have explained why. At best they are boosted in gathering and alchemy to a level that means very little. If you claim she is a life skilling class, get on board, help Shai get these changes, so she has her identity as such. Something other classes are not advantaged in, cannot compete at the same level, that makes the Shai class worth picking if you want to be a life skiller. Not just as a class with extra bag space. Not just a utility, a nun class, your rules, stick by your position, or is it that you just don't like Shai? Sure, the life skilling changes have a knock-on effect on Shai's survivability, which will have a knock-on effect on her ability to avoid death against PvP classes. So, other classes have their PvP abilities prioritized to preserve their class identity, and the knock-on effects on PvE, even life skilling, are just accepted. Why is this not okay the other way around? Why must Shai remain a victim? Because as stated, these changes won't make her PvP, only increase her survivability, so you cannot get such an easy kill. And it won't even change it by that much outside of evasion builds. Let's look at Shai's class identity, outside of roleplay and her ability to play music, that as explained anyone can take advantage of. So not exclusive. Just level up a Shai to 56 and summon when needed. She was never marketed as a subclass, a utility, an add-on to a main class. This is not what we expected as Shai mains. This is not what we knew we were getting. Oh boy, that line, how empty it is, as silly as the people who quote it. And they still will. Well, dismiss such idiots, send them to my videos and tell them to expand their knowledge and get out of Shai's way. We are not amused by such people, and they have helped hold the class back. Shai's identity. Bag space, non-exclusive, this saves you spending real money, so a convenience at best. And the only powerful thing Shai has. This is why she has become everyone's processing bag. Summon your donkey from anywhere, in case you have wandered too far, or have filled your bag. Given to all other classes. A key part of Shai's identity handed out to the player base because they asked. Don't worry Shais, have a temporary alpaca and shut up. Extra life skilling EXP in Gathering and Alchemy, 5%, looked cool before the changes to life skilling. Now that's nothing. Given available accessories. Outdated benefit. Combat EXP for Gathering, when we have seasons. When levels below 61 are seen as preparation for the game, and then these benefits can't be felt. Nice, not worth the paper it's written on. It's not like Shai can go gather higher EXP trees to make up for the current game's progression speed. Outdated benefit. Only useful at lower levels, outside of seasons. No scope for endgame, not a productive passive. Not a justification for her current and endgame disadvantages, not a counterbalance. All I have just explained, reasoning I have given. And what do we get some PA when we ask why Shai is where she is? Nothing, or at best, Shai is precious. Some respect PA, it's taken a lot of time and effort to present you with this feedback. And it's not some off-the-cuff demands for buffs. I have explained my position in depth. You, or them that say Shai is fine. They have nothing to offer, no reasoning, they just dismiss us without debate. That is not respectful. And why? Because you let Shai become a joke. You let some in the community stigmatize Shai players, to the point it's been okay to cast off that part of your community. It was seen as okay, if a streamer wanted to cast aspersions about Shai players, not even in a jokey way. Explicit statement and prejudgment on a whole class player base. Left unchallenged due to immaturity, and the fear that if you call out these streamers, you would also be branded with the same slurs. Shame. The streamers that did this. You know who you are, and maybe you have something you wish to tell us. The ones that return to BDO, that is, you would never say such things to the Shai streamer's face. They are a varied group of people, not all one identity you invented in your head. Yes, when you make up these claims, you are calling very nice people very nasty things, yet you are seen as popular. While spreading hate in the community, taking no responsibility for your position in the community. No words to explain that, just wrong. Why bring up how some of the community act towards Shai players? Act on a non-game scope, personal level. There it's an issue, isn't there? And everyone is too afraid to address it. But here is the thing, I have no issues playing a Shai, I have no issues with my friends and family knowing I do, nor anyone I meet. Why? Because I have nothing to hide. These aspersions that some in the community cast, they aren't my imaginings, they aren't my fantasies. I'm not generating that imagery in my head. It's happening in their mind and it troubles them, so they attack the Shai player base. They create a monster to fight, and that monster needs a form, so they pick Shai players. This is very telling. This is why we say, it says more about you than us. Sure, there may be one or two creeps out there, call them out if you find them, if you have proof. But to attack a player base, based on something you imagine to be happening, and think that is okay. To call people such nasty and deprived things, because you have a vivid imagination. No one should think this is okay. And it's not okay, maybe even by European standards of service online. To label someone a deprived sexual identity, against their expressed position, it's this not hate on a sexuality level. Yes PA, you are in the EU market, there are rules and standards, you can't let players do such things, at least within your game. Nor should you partner people carrying out such acts. This is one of the main issues Shai is not listened to, and it's not even game related. And you will be the first to pretend you're a caring, understanding, accepting, and a modern thinking individual. Nah, that's just an act, which falls apart when you forget the special social rules, or you get a chance to put someone else down. Was always an act. Not how you really are, not genuine, grow up. Oh, and I don't expect any Shai streamer to tackle the more delicate issues I raised here, nor should they have to. Ain't that the point? Don't let such trolls take over your streams, and spread hate. Don't give them an opening to this subject. You do what you do, I will deal with the rest. Anyhow, that's enough for this episode. See you next time.